As students at Columbus Academy, just our individual schoolwork and activities seem like more than a full-time job. Beyond that, we spend time supporting our families and friends, being there for the ones we love under any circumstances. On top of this, we manage to find the time to demonstrate our commitment to the larger school community by encouraging our classmates in so many different arenas. But some students take this a step farther. Some students stretch themselves remarkably thin to help people they have never met and know nothing about. The work is not easy, and it certainly isn't glamorous, but it's the embodiment of human compassion that will never cease to amaze me. It's the student that goes straight from sports practice to faith mission, knowing they have 2 tests the next day. The one that gives up a few hours of sleep on a weekend to come in early and set up for a service event. The one that is terrified of needles, but gives blood anyway. Or their friend, who is also terrified of needles, but holds their hand to get through it. I want to thank you all for allowing me to see how much we, even as super busy high schoolers, are all capable of if we refuse to be content with the current state of the world. And for my final thought, I want to beg you not to give up, ever, because it's hard. It's really hard. You will look around you, and you will be surrounded by people who are consumed by their personal goals, and people that will roll their eyes and tell you that you're crazy when you say that you want to make a difference. You will feel alienated. You will wake up some mornings and forget what inspires you to push yourself to do those acts of service, large and small. It is so easy to forget, and even easier to convince yourself that your efforts are too insignificant to make a meaningful impact. My wish is that you are as lucky as I am, and every time you want to give up, you see someone you didn't, and you are reminded that you can't. And you will know that you are not alone. I can't thank you, the student body, enough for giving me the opportunity to lead this year's service board, and to witness all these things that have given me so much hope. Thank you for showing me, time and time again, why serving others is so vital, and reminding me that even the smallest act of service can still improve someone's life. Thank you, Mrs. Benning, for keeping me inspired all year. You have taught me about leadership, perseverance, and, above all, patience. Your commitment to the school is incredible, and I could not have asked for a greater role model or friend. Thank you for getting me through this year. I would also like to thank Annie for serving as vice president. Annie was always there to lead or pick up slack on events, and I don't know what I would have done without you. I hope I have given back to this community a fraction of what you have given me, and it is such an honor to pass this role down to Margaret and Riley. There is no pair that will be more compassionate or harder working. The school's tradition of service and responsibility is certainly in good hands. So I would like to invite up Margaret to receive the gavel.
It is with great levels of disbelief and pride that I address you today. I'm surprised because this year has flown by. It seems like it was just last week the white paint was being splattered everywhere to get ready for First Friday. And now in just a month, many seniors will be wearing white for different reasons as we get ready for our graduation. With that said, I'm so proud right now because of the year the Student Council has had. Although the year is fast and concentrated, together we've accomplished so much. Rightfully so, I owe the majority of my acknowledgments to my partners in crime, my friends, my student council members. I don't know how else to say it other than you're a special group. I've been on student council 3 out of my 4 years of high school, and collectively, you're the most dedicated, cohesive, and passionate assemblage of students that I've ever worked with. Please at some point try to thank or give your class officers and presidents the credit for the tremendous success they've achieved. And if you don't take my word for it, I'm going to try to prove it. To the senior members, you were the leaders, the glue that held us together. Brad and Gavin, together through your work with student council and journalism, you were able to brighten everyone's year with your broadcasts. Furthermore, Brad was an excellent Viking and really set the tone for our high school. Gavin additionally was the man behind the Viking Wrecking Ball t-shirts, Smoothie King discounts with our student IDs in February, and nearly all the videos you enjoyed watching in Assembly this year. Garrett, you're the most organized person I know, and are the sole person to credit for Gatsby's winter formal success. And not to mention, you alone probably deserve all the money from Senior Tag just from the absolute mauling you've taken over the past month. And Addison, your work with the implementation of the soap dispensers, the planning of grade level challenges, and the organization of the cafeteria video made both fun and meaningful impacts on our school community. Continuing, the junior and sophomores are the ones to thank for many distinct initiatives and planning the best prom and homecoming in recent memory. Abby provided the constant art display across from Mr. Fahrenkopf's room. Otis and Sam Whitman worked to get a new vending machine in the athletic lobby. Kendall anchored the mini grant awards to clubs. Elizabeth updated the junior speech board and championed the Strong Minds, Kind Hearts banner. Lawson authored the Constitution of Student Council, which will be discussed more at our 30th and final assembly. Alex took photos at many events and is involved in every area of our school. And Sam caused more drama than anyone with his Find the Face, March Madness, and dodgeball challenges. All of these officers and presidents never stopped working. Lastly, the freshmen actually did stuff. Taking weekly minutes, providing muffins and cupcakes to the high school, and setting up intra-school tutoring was quite impressive. Any one of those things alone could equal a normal freshman class load. I turn my thanks to Kat. Without her support, I couldn't have been able to make it through this year. Kat provided the high school with an unsurpassable level of energy. Well, only to be matched by that of Vicky the Viking, who single-handedly made the entire gym rock at our first pep rally. Your spirit and passion for CA made everyone's year better. Now my highest amount of appreciation goes to Mr. Lee, who I truly could spend all of my time today talking about. He is the single most dedicated and observant man I've ever worked with. He does not get nearly the credit he deserves. The man sacrifices almost every lunch period, numerous free periods, countless nights, and many weekends to help us. It's special because he truly cares. He wants student council to succeed. He wants us to grow as leaders. He wants this school to be a better place. It is these genuine considerations that separate Mr. Lee as a distinguishable and honorable member of our community. Without you, I would have been clueless this year, and I truly cannot thank you enough for your constant guidance and relentless work with me. I'm proud to have you not only as a teacher and a mentor, but a friend. To Mrs. Akitis and Mrs. Dillon, you were always there for me. You made time to listen no matter how inconvenient or how ridiculous the thing was that I needed to vent about. Your concern for students' well-being is what will always allow this school to thrive. Ms. Soderberg, you've done a wonderful job in your first year here, and it's truly been a pleasure to get to know and work with you. I'm disappointed that I will not get to be a student under your tenure longer, but you're going to do amazing things for this place. Mr. Bennett, Mr. Dillon, Mr. Ray, Mr. Petrola, all of my teachers, and Nikhil, thank you for your help with the facilities, theater, cafeteria, sporting events, flexibility for me to miss class, and assemblies respectively. And I lastly would like to thank Rachel and my family for allowing me to prioritize student council over you at various points throughout this past year when I really shouldn't have. Not breaking up with me or disowning me truly signifies your commitment, and I do acknowledge and appreciate that. Moving on, there is so much that I'm proud of for this year. We assumed all of the responsibilities, the expected duties. We provided ice cream on the first day of school, planned club work, hosted First Friday, and arranged student sections for football and basketball games. We've celebrated 28, or now 29, assemblies, had 25 student council meetings, passed 6 clubs, gave 4 No Reason food days, organized 2 pep rallies, 2 family nights, and 1 spirit week. These numbers don't lie. We presented our faculty staff appreciation gift through the rain with smiles, and made sure the senior trip, senior fun day, and senior skip day were all successes. Not to mention, the 3 collective dances this year were better attended and more hyped than any in the post-grinding era. Even more impressive, though, is that we then accomplished so much more. Intramural sports, multiple student council open forums, 2 detentions before school, the panini machine, the vending machine, an Instagram account, the mulch pathway, the student ID discounts, the wrecking ball t-shirts, and the school spirit affiliated clothing trial were all new and distinct initiatives we accomplished this year. I say this not to boast or defend student council, but simply to make clear what a special year it's been. There have been so many great moments, so many highs and lows. Thank you all for sticking with me through my quirks and idiosyncrasies, namely numbering each assembly and reading off the birthdays each week. Furthermore, the fact that you all kept showing up to assembly after I embarrassingly tried to make a cheer out of What Does the Fox Say truly substantiates the strength of our relationship. Who can forget the excitement and the other team's confusion that came from the panini cheers? Miss Seymour knocking down a buzzer beater at the end of our second pep rally, Gabe's sincere happiness after being surprised on his 17th birthday on 80s night, George and Maddie working together, not against each other at the newlywed grade level challenge, and the failed attempt of a post-football game s'mores and bonfire scene, as we only had 3 pieces of wood that were chemically toxic and unable to cook over. The student sections were fantastic, and not just for the stereotypical sports, and sometimes not even for sports. The volleyball support to watch them come back from 2 sets down to win over Bexley was incredible. The tank out for wrestling and the blue out for swimming was certainly unique. Charlie's dunk made the new gym go crazy, and even cross country had a student section this year. And oh, my favorite, having over 100 students watch our state championship field hockey team win over Thomas Worthington. I also can't wait to see how many students will be at the spring musical tomorrow. What a streak of days it was when the school essentially shut down in order to try to find the lost key to unlock Miss Soderbergh's face from behind the junior speech board in the Find the Faces fiasco of 2013. My biggest accomplishment is frankly keeping Sammy and I in office this whole year. Between the controversy that stemmed from Dodgeball and Find the Faces, the impeach threats were even starting to make me reconsider at times. At one point, I think some combination of hashtag impeach Jake, hashtag impeach Sam, and hashtag impeach the Tuckerman, or as Jack coined, the Tucker woman, was even trending on Twitter. And while I'm on the topic of Sam, although working with him has been a pleasure this year, I can confidently say that I will not miss his announcements. On a serious note, I did forget one thank you in the beginning of my speech, and it's pretty important. It's to you, the student body and faculty. Student government has been the most meaningful and rewarding work of my life. It has been a privilege and an honor to represent a group of students so passionate about the school they attend and so engaged in the school community. You've made all the hard work worth doing. The time commitment and sacrifices are fun and worthwhile when I get to work for and with such a special group of folks. Unfortunately, my grandfather passed away very unexpectedly earlier this week. Being with my family and close friends in Florida to commemorate his life really reassured me of the importance of a strength of community, whether it's religious, academic, or familial. I couldn't help but think while I wrote this speech how thankful I am to constantly be surrounded by a group like you. You all really are like extended family to me. It has truly been a pleasure to talk, sometimes argue, cheer, and certainly work with you this year to ultimately enhance each of our daily lives. I can't thank you all enough. I love you and will truly miss this experience. Thank you. And now I would like to invite to the stage Kat, as well as Juan and David. Please come up. I first am going to present David with this gavel. Although this is light, this carries a lot of weight. And what I will say is that you will assume all the responsibilities, and I wish you the best of luck.
I will present first with the Viking helmet. That on there. Along with the megaphone, I think really, work hard and take great pride in the school. It's an amazing place, and always work to make it better.
This is why I ran for student council.